Back in 2024, the Australian government announced they are donating 49 Abrams tanks to Ukraine. Well, we are well into 2025 and Ukraine has not had one single tank from Australia. Why? Because they're still inside Australia. Let's look into why this is today on Global Military News. Back in 2024, the Australian government announced it would be handing over 49 Abrams tanks to Ukraine. Australia is in the progress of getting new tanks from the United States and decided on giving Ukraine its old ones. But as mentioned before, all 49 tanks promised are still in Australia, with no indication of them leaving anytime soon. There is actually a few reasons why these tanks have not left Australia, and the biggest reason why is because of the United States. When a country like Australia buys military equipment from the US, they sign an agreement that they will not sell any of their weapons to another nation unless the United States agrees on the sale. For an example, when Australia sold their old F-18s to Canada, they needed approval from the United States before they could do so. Australia is simply waiting on a green light from the United States to allow the handover of tanks to Ukraine. But there is more reasons for the delay too. There is the idea of the war ending and Australia has 49 tanks on the way to a country that no longer needs them. Another reason is a logistic issue where Australia needs every naval ship and aircraft in Australia to be ready because of the issues happening in its own region. And at the timing of the making of this video, Australia is going through a federal election where a new government is elected. They may cancel the delivery of tanks to Ukraine altogether. There are some people too that believe Australia should not be giving any tanks to Ukraine in the first place. Reasons being, tanks are vulnerable to drones and Australia needs to keep these tanks to keep a large tank fleet for itself. What do you think about this? Are you all for Ukraine getting tanks from Australia, or are you against this? Let us know in the comments. At the end of the day, it's easy to understand why the United States has this agreement in place because it gives them more control over what countries get to have their weapons. But the question is why? The US has not given Australia the green light is unclear. There has not been much released to the public on why they have not approved it yet, which is strange because Australia is not new to giving weapons to Ukraine. These actions are just making more people question what the United States is trying to achieve here. What's your thoughts on this issue? Let us know in the comments and make sure you subscribe to Global Military News so you don't miss any content.